Really chuffed with that. It's only a friendly, but hastily put together squad, and they played really well.
Well, it's first and foremost, it's been a long week since I came down last Sunday and spoke to the chairman. I've had constant phone calls and finding the club in a little bit of turmoil. So big challenge, big week. It's been a tiring one, but I've got a result out there today that reflects probably my hard work, my assistant's hard work of trying to put a team together. And today was just a friendly but a really good start.
Yeah. Who impressed you out of the lads today?
I couldn't pick any out. I think all 17 that I used absolutely ran themselves into the ground on it. It's probably 30 degrees out there. They don't know me from Adam. I came down to watch them Tuesday night, and it was a mishmash of what's the word? They didn't have any sort of real discipline. They sort of didn't know where they were playing. Managed to have a chat with them. I told them what I expect from them, and after one chat and a little bit of in-house coaching on different positions, I think they've executed it brilliantly today, as best as they probably could have. From Tuesday night to watching today, some of the players out there look like different players, so that's a credit to themselves. And I told them just in there now, they've set their standards up there, so anything that drops below that is not good enough for Wisbech Town. And I think that they're in no doubt what I expect, and I've laid the groundwork down early so they know.
Yeah. And are they still, some of these lads are still just trialists, and they'll continue to be trialists? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we've got, obviously, we've played today as a trial game, more than anything. We will train Wednesday night, that's with the reserves as well, the lads that play today, because like I said to them, at the minute they are my first team. So we will train Wednesday, we'll go to Milton Hall next Saturday and use it as another trial game. Maybe might not be able to have so many reserve team lads around, but the lads, that some of the reserve team haven't even played today, so I want to try and have a look at them as well if possible. And the lads out there today have been absolutely fantastic. But there will be faces coming in. I've got Keegan coming in. I've got a lad called Jen Kakar coming in. So there will be faces in and faces out. And I've said to them, it's up to them to make sure they keep the shirt.
Yeah, you've seen enough out there to think, well, they can compete. They're not going to roll over, are they?
Yeah, I'm under no false pretences. It's the first time they've seen me, so they will be running through brick walls.
Yeah.
And anyone that slacks off obviously won't play for me. But I do have targets that I want to try and bring into the football club. But getting them to move 2 weeks before the season starts is not an easy feat. This is why I said to the chairman it might take us many weeks to get where we want to be at. But on today's showing, if the players that I've got out there are going to put in that sort of performance, then we will be all right.
Brilliant. Yeah. And Cenk, what is he? Is he a winger?
He can play up front. He can play in the 10. He can play either side. Versatile forward with vast experience at the level above and the level above that. He wasn't going to play this year. He was just going to walk away from it. So it's one of them where I've had to throw down a little call and persuade him. He knows me. He knows what I'm about, what I expect. Same for Keegan. And them boys will be coming in along with some other faces, hopefully.
Yeah, and Keegan's what you call a combative midfielder, isn't he?
Yeah, he likes to put his foot in. 6 foot plus, probably 6'2", 6'3", box to box. Can be fiery. I think we had that conversation last night, Spenny, didn't we? Yeah, I'll have to have a chat with him. 11 yellow cards plus a red.
And there's a sin bin this year in this league, isn't there? So
there's a sin bin, and it's. I've had that chat with Keegan, but I also don't want to take the fire out of him either. It's a fine line, and he probably treads it and falls over it now and again. It's just a case of tweaking it a little bit so he's always on the edge but doesn't fall over it.
Some of the lads who came in today who I didn't know, the lad Pat who scored the 2 goals. What do you know about him? Is he?
I know nothing. He's from the reserves.
Oh right, he was a reserve. I didn't know that. And then there was Corey Wilson and Mo Janner.
So Corey Wilson, I think he's had a game with Sech at Bedford.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of liaison with Sech this week. He's been absolutely brilliant in first and foremost speaking to the chairman to get me the job. I think he put in a good word for me. He's also been on the phone most days, giving me contacts down this way on, because, you know, my contact list is endless, but Peterborough, Cambridge way is probably a weak point. So he's been brilliant with that. And you know, he said however he can help me get started, get my foot through the door and have a good start, he will do all he can to help me, which, you know, it's absolutely brilliant. And without them people around, you know, your Jimmy Deans and different people down this area, you know, Drury at Stamford, without them helping me, it would have been an even harder task than what it is. I've got good relationships. I've, you know, spoke to Kingsland. I've got good relationships with people, and I like to think I'm a likeable bloke, so they'll be willing to work with me. And at the end of the day, I'm new to the management game, and without these people, it'll make my task twice as hard. But thankfully, it's been okay. It's been a tough week.
Nice.
Okay.
I've always seen that managers do that, and it's really nice. What about the lad Mo? Little lad Mo scored the goal.
Yep. So I put you would have seen I put a tweet out, obviously, because must.
Yeah, saw that. Yeah.
Needs must.
Yeah.
And you know, I was on the phone all week, and I was going through different ideas out of how I can drum up sort of interest. I came down to watch the game on Tuesday night on my own. Driving home, you know, my mind was in overtime, and I just thought, what about if I use social media? It can be massive for and against, and we all know that. I phoned the chairman, and he said, listen, you do what you need to do to get this club where it needs to be. So on the Wednesday morning, I put the tweet out, and what a response. And Mo was the first guy to give me a message. He said that he'd been at Kidderminster under 18s and under 23s, not quite made it there, and he'd been trialling around the London area, and he was just desperate for a chance. So that's why I put the tweet out, you know. So I said, listen, it's a long way for you to come from London. I said, you know, it's a long way, and you know, the distance wasn't a problem for him. So all credit to him.
Yeah.
All credit to him. You know, he's come all the way up here. I thought he did really, really well. You know, he looks fit.
Cried like him.
Yeah, he looks fit. He's good on the ball. He probably just has one or too many touches. But I've not had a training session, so it's going to take time to get sessions into the lads, so they know what I'm all about and they know what I expect. And you know, I said training on Wednesday, Mo. I'll be here.
Oh, brilliant. And the young lad Harrison Taylor as well, he lasted the whole 90 minutes, didn't he? And he looked fit.
Yeah, Harrison, I do believe, was here previously.
Last few games, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him. He contacted me, he messaged me and said, look, I might not be fit for 90 minutes, I've had a knock, blah, blah, blah. I said, look, I don't know anything about you, but you was obviously at the club last year. You know, feel free to come down and show me what you're all about. And this is what I've asked for off my social media. Lads that have played step 6, 5, 4, whatever it might be, have been in academies, have not given. Come and show me. Come and have a go at Wisbech Town. And if you're good enough, there's rewards at the end of it. So
you've already got a situation where you're going to have to whittle down, which is quite good, isn't it? You got.
Whittle down. I mean, I've got a full reserve squad, but they have their reserve team fixtures. But at the minute, they would be with me because that's all I have until a week's tick by. And I managed to get one or two in.
So they're getting a pre-season in,
aren't they? And don't forget, they've not had a proper pre-season. So, you know, with all due respect to a reserve team, you can't get a proper semi-professional pre-season into them because some of them might not turn up or they might be working, and we all know how it works. But I'm running 5 weeks behind everyone else. You know, no pre-season, no players available. You know, the season's 2 weeks ago. Players at their current clubs all think they're going to start the season and they're not going to jump ship so late on. And this is what I said to the chairman, getting them to realise it might take 1 or 2, 3 or 4 games to realise teams at step 3, step 4, flipping heck, I thought I was going to be playing, but suddenly I found myself not in the team, not getting any game time. All of a sudden my phone might be busy, you know, ringing up us, do you need people? Yeah, that's how football works. But that doesn't help me now. That probably helps me in 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks time. So for now, we have to go with what we've got, get sessions into them, make them better, make them understand what we want, me and Brooksy, and and give it a go.
And is it just Mildenhall away? Is that the only game?
Yeah, because it's Mildenhall away next Saturday, and I would like 2 training sessions, because unfortunately I'm short on time.
Yeah.
So I could have loads of games, but then it'd come to AFC Mansfield first game of the season, and we haven't done a training session. We weren't worked on any shape, any set pieces, nothing. So I need at least, 2 training sessions is nothing anyway. So I need that couple of training sessions, if that makes sense.
Oh no, it makes sense. Yeah.
It's not going to be pretty. I'm not going to sit here and say, look, we've won 5-0 today and we're all guns blazing. Absolutely not. It's not going to be pretty for a few weeks, and as long as the people at the club, the chairman, the fans give me time, I think I can make a success of it. I won't be short in working my nuts off to make sure that happens. It's just going to take us a while.